You are now listening to Nerd Rage Radio with Bobby Skullface and Adam Russman. This podcast is intended for mature audiences only and may not fit with your sensitive sensibilities. You may be a victim of meaningless outrage, or you may, in fact, be a big ninny pants. If this is the case, please feel free to turn it off now. This is no country for ninny McNinny pants. So crack open the Mountain Dew. Make sure the cheese doodles are super fresh. We're in your mother's basement. It's Nerd Rage Radio.
And welcome to episode 152 of Nerd Rage Radio.
Which we just recorded an hour of and lost.
It was a really good fucking hour too. Sorry guys.
Yeah. Well,
Can't recreate the magic.
No, we're going to buy a new computer for it.
I'm fucking heartbroken.
yeah.
This
So
This has never happened
Joe-
while I'm here before.
Yeah, it's never happened to me.
Yeah. So we have SDCC.
Dude, we're all fucked up.
Sometimes I wonder if I do too many CCs on my SDCC. Like when I'm speaking fast to people and I'm like, no, SDCC, this is, and and in my head I'm like, did I say CCCC? Like, it's like a thing. It's like a thing for me. Yeah, we had a good show. There was a lot of like good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of hearts.
A lot of heart.
A lot of heart.
But maybe we'll feel like jumping back into it after we get through the
I think we
news.
solved all of our problems.
All the problems.
Bobby's
All
problem
At
is.
least Bobby's problem.
Yeah.
And that is a
Psychological-
laundry list.
It was
laundry
like group
list.
therapy. And
It was.
Yeah.
It's gone.
So
God damn.
we're gonna get into SDCC stuff. 2 C's. And if we feel like revisiting that stuff at the end of the episode, we will. If not, this might be a short episode this week because we lost an hour, which sucks.
But with your help through our Patreon,
yeah, you can
we can
help us
buy a
not
new computer.
do that again.
We can buy a computer for $1 a day. Your computer can guarantee the show isn't lost through glitches in the hard drive.
Imagine a very sad computer right now laying in a corner.
Imagine for the price of less than a cup of coffee, you too can never miss another minute of this podcast.
All right.
In the arms of the angel.
I feel like maybe we should do use our notes kind of as a guide, but just kind of as a free flowing SDCC conversation.
Yeah, man. Is this because you didn't organize the notes?
It's not because of that. So let me ask you this: what was your biggest moment of SDCC, content wise, and then collectible wise, if it applies?
Well, my biggest moment would undoubtedly have to be a good.
Oh, really?
Just because he's the biggest.
Oh, okay. I didn't even watch it.
I gotta tell you,
Looks good.
it looks good because there seems to be a crazy lady, the little girl from Stranger Things, and a fuck ton of monsters that all look different, plus Mothra,
Oh, really?
plus Godzilla. And I kind of got a little Godzilla boner. How about you, Joe?
I
look at you because you're Asian.
I haven't watched
and I'm
it.
not even a huge fan.
I know.
I haven't
but
watched
Which
it.
is,
looks
which is
good.
fucking wild.
It looks good.
It's fucking wild.
Why?
Well, Godzilla's being played by a
really
white
before my
guy.
time. It's like a 70s.
There's a white guy in the mocap suit.
Hey, we talked about this last week. I'm good with that. As long as it looks like Godzilla, that's all that matters.
But yeah, no, it looks interesting. Like it looks like the whole premise is like something is destroying the Earth, and Godzilla. Wow, I almost said it naturally.
Gojira.
Do it again?
No.
Him and the other monsters are being referred to as the Titans, and they are the antibodies to whatever is killing the Earth.
Now, I heard it was going to be called Godzilla Monster Mash. Is that true?
They do the mash,
The Monster Mash. I haven't seen it, but I know it's getting a very positive reaction.
Yeah, it was a graveyard smash. I can't believe we lost an hour, man.
I know.
I'm so fucked up about that, man.
No, it's.
I even got
It
off.
wasn't like a bullshit hour.
I even got off early, for extra long, uncut.
Don't do that.
Like if it was like an hour of news, it's
kinda
fine.
like
I would do
somebody-
that.
Yeah.
But like an hour of like
The personal
genuine
shit.
conversation.
Yeah. God damn it.
Fucking cunt.
That came up.
Yep.
That came up.
Now I understand why you're like so obsessed about saving.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking stupid.
Oh, one thing I didn't mention, I went to my dad's house yesterday.
Oh yeah,
was
you guys
fun.
were in West Virginia. Yeah, that's what it was. Like you were working Saturday, and then I wanted to see what you guys were doing, and you said you were in West Virginia.
Yeah, Phil asked if we were going to that
yeah,
Comic Con.
Yeah.
So what else was there? What about? So that's the thing you were most excited about. No, it wasn't really.
I mean, no, I really liked it. I really liked the trailer. I never saw the other Godzilla movie, and
I saw
regretted
it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, you liked it.
Yeah.
I regretted it. I watched something like on YouTube, which is like just the Godzilla bits. And like, okay,
Like
I'm
5
good.
minutes.
I got it.
Yeah, I'm good.
I got it.
All the Godzilla, but I got it. I'm good.
There's also
Okay,
like the
okay,
Godzilla
okay.
anime, the new one just
I
dropped.
watched all that.
Okay,
Not the second season.
the one, yeah,
Yeah.
But that just dropped
So,
recently.
yeah, I'm gonna watch that because the first season was fucking dumb. It was like 2 episodes and it was dumb. It was dumb.
I didn't watch it. I take your word for it.
Like they.
Or am I supposed to stand up for it because? It's
So
my thing?
Godzilla's attacking.
Stand-up monster.
Godzilla's attacking. The humans leave. They get in a spaceship. They start flying. They get
Like all
halfway
of
to
them?
They get halfway to their destination, and like we should go back to Earth
And does anyone say why?
because they shouldn't go where they're going.
Oh.
So they turn around and they go halfway back. They go back, but of course they're flying near the speed of light. So time, yeah. So they get back. It's like 20,000 years into the future, and as soon as they get down there, Godzilla comes. They kill Godzilla, but they realize that's just a baby Godzilla, and the real Godzilla comes back and fucks them up, and then it ends.
If
That's
you
it.
would have said, then Godzilla gets in a spacesuit with a jetpack and launches after them, I would have been like, sign me up.
That'd be Mecha Godzilla.
Godzilla, yeah. So, no, I really enjoyed the Godzilla one. I got to be honest with you, man. I'm kind of liking the Shazam.
Really?
Yeah,
I hate it.
well, I'm sure you did. I'm sure
The
you did.
kids movie is good,
But you
right?
know what? It like they're going at it. Wait. Let me frame it. Let me
that's
frame
fine,
it.
but let's get into the Shazam conversation.
Okay.
Let's move into it.
They're framing it kind of like a jingle all the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
And like, I'm like, you know what? Let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
His shoulders don't move right though.
I
Have you
don't
noticed
know.
that?
I may
Yeah,
not
because
know.
it's
Too
also-
much padding.
Yeah.
Too much padding.
I may not know enough about that character, but I've never seen that character like that.
He's definitely like that.
None of the books that I have is he like that.
I mean, he's like that in the Just League Unlimited
But
cartoon. He's like that in the other cartoon. He's like that in a lot of the books.
yeah, I just can say like I've never read him that way. Like I've never
Okay.
seen him like whoa, oh, whoa. Only thing to make this fight better is a skateboard. You know, like
That wasn't in the trailer.
no, but
That wasn't in
it's like that type of shit.
I mean, like, sorry I broke your window, but at least you didn't get robbed type of stuff.
yeah,
That's
no,
on par with him.
but like chewing bubble gum and just doing what a kid would do if he had superpowers. Like, I mean, I get it. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, no, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Scrap it now. Like, I can already see the memes and jokes. Like, I'm like, just don't
But what's
do it.
been the reaction?
I haven't seen a reaction.
We should watch the reaction.
What?
I want to see. Let's see if there's any reaction.
No, I mean, like, in the boards and forums or any of that shit.
yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if it's a kids movie, it's fine.
What do you
just have to
think?
see it
What,
as a
what do
kid.
you
I don't
think,
think
Joe?
it is a
Like-
kid's movie.
like, if I'm looking at it,
Is it
as
rated
a trailer for-
PG-13?
for
It's
kids,
probably rated PG.
What if it's
Yeah.
rated PG-13?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Still
I-
kids.
I don't care about the ratings anyway. I see.
But I'm saying if it's PG-13, it's not a kids movie. It's not like they made it for kids. And I don't think they made this for kids as is. I think they made it for the same. I think the target audience is the same as it's
I
always
thought the
been.
target audience would be like a family movie where kids can enjoy a superhero that they can relate with. That's how I see it as an outsider, because I don't even know about this character. I know of him, but if I'm trying to see this as a serious movie, then it's fucking trash. But if I'm looking at it like, oh, this is going to be a kids movie, then it's like, oh yeah, that's good.
That's what I'm looking at. It's going to be like a family kids movie
Oh God,
for sure. For sure.
I don't want
You
this.
have PTSD look in your eye.
Yeah, I don't want this.
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
want this.
it is like the problem with it is it's going to be it's a Raph character.
All the stuff before he gets his powers looks good to me.
And that's good. And that's going to be the bit, like how that's played in there. Like, do you believe that him as Shazam and him and the kid are the same person? That's going to be the important bit. I can get past the part I didn't like. Your phone's charged. That was a little Raph. That was a little too much.
It was all a bit much for
Yeah.
me, man.
But I kind of like the little bit, like, I don't know what powers I have, and like him trying to fly at first and then falling down. I like that they had somebody had a batarang and like they had Superman on the newspaper, so we know it's still in that world, but it could be at least loosely. And I do want to get to another conversation about the DC universe.
Yes.
But they've just changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's no longer the DCEU.
Yeah.
It's called something
World
else
of DC.
now. Yeah.
Worlds.
Worlds of
World-
DC.
okay. Fine.
Fine. Yeah,
Fine.
Fine.
So
I think at this point it's better that way than try to.
I agree, but how do you feel about Jeff Johns being the co-executive assistant officer of programming and creative content while subconsciously and subcreatively being the director of all photography and visualizer of all content? It's his new title.
all right, you need to write that down. That needs to be the title of the episode. So I want to get back to Shazam, but before we do that, I want to ask you this because I want to frame this theory of or not a theory, a suggestion, or maybe just an idea.
I'm going to need an exact.
More like a question.
I'm going to need an exact lockdown of what this is going to be before we get into it.
So you know how there's like reboots, there's sequels, there's prequels.
Yes.
But there's also like the soft reboots.
Yes.
Like, for example,
every Transformer movie.
For like Superman Returns, right?
Yeah.
It's loosely based off of Superman 1 and 2,
Yes.
but not 3 and 4.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
And it wasn't a success in regards to it made stupid amount of money and broke records. It made money.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, do you think that the story itself was hindered by the fact that you needed to have some information from the first two movies?
No.
Okay. So that's what I think DC needs to do now. Like, I don't have an issue with them having a Batman movie. Like, for example, right? Man of Steel doesn't necessarily need to be connected to Justice League. Hear me out. This gets
Murky.
complex, right? Like, it can flow one way, but it doesn't necessarily have to flow the next way. So we give a Man of Steel 2 that is based off of Man of Steel, but maybe doesn't fucking look at Justice League at all, or Batman v Superman at all. You know, BVS and Justice League are definitely connected, but maybe Wonder Woman 84 doesn't have to do anything with Justice League, but it's based off of Wonder Woman 1. You know,
It's just
But it gets very murky because Wonder Woman 1 is definitely based off BVS, which is definitely based off Justice League.
well, Justice League is definitely based off of BVS.
What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
when I say based off, I mean directly connected to. Let me say that.
Yeah, but we don't need it to. Like we can have,
No, but I mean, but it
you
is.
see what I'm saying though? Like,
Yeah, I'm not. I feel like if we go that route, it all needs to be for me. It needs to be completely disconnected. So for instance, if we want to do, that Wonder Woman story where she beats up Batman and puts her foot on his face,
yeah.
Gal Gadot shouldn't play her.
That's what I was going to go with. It's
That's
going to
okay.
confuse
That's
the
what
audience.
that's what I think I need.
So
Like
you
the
think it
Joker.
is, but I have some Marvel ammo on that, right? So I watched Thor Ragnarok the other day. So I went back and watched some clips from the other Thor movies just because I was curious. The Thor movies do not connect. Like there's huge glaring like holes in like somebody new came on and just did whatever wanted to do and it didn't get it. Like the first Thor movie, they specifically say that there is no such thing as magic. Which, I come from a place that's just technology. Like
Well,
Thor.
you say it came from a place where they're the same.
No,
I thought you said it
It's-
came from a place where technology and magic is the same thing.
no, it's not how it's like where I come from. You call magic, I call technology.
Okay.
Right? Like his powers, like it's not of his alien thing. Like his father takes his hammer, takes all his armor off, and he's just a human. You know what I mean? Like he's not. There's no biologic in the first movie. There's no reason for you to believe that biologically Asgardians are anything different than humans, except they might live longer. But that might have been the Odin sleep. We don't know, right? He doesn't have any of the powers. By the time 2 comes, it's shifted a little bit, but it's still technology based, right? Like when they're talking about the soul machine or whatever, the soul forge or whatever, and she's asking what it is, like, oh, okay, I guess it's just the soul forge. And then even more so, you find out that Odin wasn't, there was a father before him, and that he wasn't always the All-Father, right? And then in Ragnarok, it's complete magic. Like fucking hella just knives appear out of nowhere. Like she can infinite mass creation of matter. Yeah, just as much as she wants, you know. And it's totally different than what they led us to believe in the first film.
I would say to that it's been a shift in the whole universe. Like look at Iron Man 1 Mark 1 armor versus the newest armor.
I agree.
They're taking the audience. You have to ground it in something, get everyone to buy to accept it, and then you just take them further and further before they realize it. They're all the way out there.
I don't disagree.
I agree.
But all I'm saying is that like it was Thor 1 was trying to go like a very high technology space thing
Because it's Phase 1.
I hear you, but like they've definitely gone a different route. The story has changed, and we haven't like. There was like one big thing that I was shocked. Like in the first Thor movie, Odin uses his spear to open the Bifrost. Mm-hmm. The whole subplot of the third movie is they had to use the sword.
Yeah.
I still love it. Number 3 is still good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Good.
But it's like it's good. It's good. But now it's got to be the sword. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe he just trumps the sword because he's fucking old.
See, I feel like that's the thing. Is it like there's a lot of times like if one were to get hung up on things like that, right?
You can't
Which is not really my thing.
I'm not getting hung up. Let me finish.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying that one could.
Okay.
I'm not that one.
Mm-hmm.
I get hung up on stuff where I'm like, this movie feels incredibly different. For other reasons. Like Ragnarok feels incredibly different to me because of all the jokes.
Yes.
And all and the fact that Planet Hulk takes place for
2
1/3
seconds.
of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's what fucking kills me about that movie. While I would even agree with you and anyone else, like when I talked to Evan about Black Panther, like and I had like, well, what about this, like these 4 or 5 things I had issues with, and he was like, well, to me, I see it like this, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, I get it. It doesn't necessarily work for me, but it's a problem that a fan can explain away.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is what Joe was saying
Yes.
with some of his stuff. It's like there is stuff that comes up that you can be like, well, a fan can explain that away, and that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
And overall, the 10 years worth of movies is a cohesive story up to Infinity War. More so than what we have.
I
with
think
DC right now,
I think
right?
it's the most cohesive we've ever had with that many films.
Right.
But I say that to say this. I think that the fact that they can go far left and far right, I'm not making a political statement, it's saying like they can go this way and
Right,
then
right,
go
right. This direction or
over
that
here,
direction.
right? That in the audience for the most part don't care.
I mean, because
Thor
they're all
Ragnarok.
pretty cohesive, right?
They're both about a man named Thor, who's played by the same actor. Yes.
Yeah, well, I
He
think
has the
that,
same relationship with the same character, other characters.
well,
No.
and I think that those things that you're zeroing in on are not things that the general audience zero in on.
I agree. I
I
mean,
mean, just because
like,
the fact that I think it, I'm in my
well,
head. I haven't watched them all recently, but I think they're related.
for example, I love Loki's character, right? I'm not upset about the arcs that Loki's character gone through, but it only works because these movies have been filmed over the last 5 or 6 years, and they're not back to back to back. Like
Right.
if you took the Marvel movies, right, and chopped them up into 2-hour bits and put it on fucking HBO and made it a series, it wouldn't work because it does. Every new movie is somebody else's spin on everything, and they do have amount of creative control. Like, Loki invading Earth and killing thousands or hundreds of people, however many it was, and causing the deaths of thousands of millions of aliens, and the destruction that he did at Asgard, and whatever else the fuck he did, and then for them to be like, let's play Get Help. I hate Get Help. I love it. It's a classic. It's like I hear that. It's one of those things, but at a certain point, I don't care how much you love your brother, right? After he murders thousands of people, you're never going to be chums again. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it doesn't work in the movie. It absolutely works. And I'm not saying they don't effectively suspend disbelief. They do. What I'm trying to say is that if we could do that with Loki, then I think that we can do that with 2 Jokers, or we can do that with a Wonder Woman movie that's loosely based on Wonder Woman 1, but we don't talk about. All I'm saying is analyzing what Marvel's doing. I think that DC can do whatever they're doing now, and it won't distract the audience. That's my main premise.
Well, I have a question about the 2. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have 2 things. First of all, that's an issue I have overall with villains not just in movies, but in media. A lot of times, a lot of villains are portrayed as fucking villainous, but then later on, they're downplayed. Of the level of atrocity they've committed.
We love
like
redemption.
Magneto.
Yeah,
Like,
we love a redemption.
They fucking...
He's a victim, sir.
And how many people has he killed? And they keep, like... And it's not just him. It's just an example.
Me while you had a chance.
And it's not just comic books. Like, it happens a lot in anime and manga, too, where these people's history of how bad they are kind of get downplayed.
Yeah.
And I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
And two, with the Loki thing, like, it's been kind of like, as far as Infinity Wars, but as far as we've gone, it seems like he was just under Thanos' control. And you can, like Bobby said, you can kind of fucking fan explain certain things away.
See, I can explain all of Loki in universe up until Ragnarok, but Ragnarok for me is a weak link.
Yes,
because Ragnarok, I feel like
it goes left field.
It isn't playing by the rules.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, it doesn't play by the rules until he comes back to Asgard as a lightning god, and then all of a sudden it crowbars everything back into what the third Thor movie should have been.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want to save it just to make sure? That
yeah.
So scared.
All right.
So my question is with this. So inside of that, applying those rules, and I think that what you're saying there, like slight things that could be perceived as plot holes and also perceived as fan explanations, et cetera, that could definitely exist within the DC universe, no problem. But that's not quite what we're talking about with the DC universe.
Well, what I'm saying is they can just come out and say, like, listen, every movie that we do, it may or may not be based off a previous movie. It might have elements. We might just use Ben Affleck to do a Batman movie, but Superman may not exist in that world.
See, but that's not what Marvel's doing.
That's going to confuse the general audience.
But what I'm saying is, I know it's not what Marvel's doing, but what I'm saying is that it may as well be what Marvel's doing because they change.
I think that's a huge step.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge step from what you're talking about.
All right, I don't think it should be as dramatic as Superman is in this world. Let me backtrack that a little bit.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is we can have Ben Affleck in a movie doing Batman and never mention Superman as if Superman wasn't in the world.
Yes.
Or as if he was in the world, just wasn't in that film.
Yes, I agree with that.
But we don't need to rely because these characters are been so developed over some 80 years, right? I just think that we can just jump into it and just tell that story and not work about it because I don't really think I think that all the connected movies, all the Marvel phases or whatever, yes, they are connected, but they're not 100% connected. I don't think we should fool ourselves with that, right? And I'm not saying there shouldn't be some connections, but I don't think that we should get lost in the sauce of having to connect them.
Yeah, no.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, but I don't even think that we're talking about the same things. I agree that like not all the Marvel movies are 100% connected, and they don't need to be 100% connected.
And so let's not make the connection a hurdle. Let's not make that a box that we have to check.
I agree, but if we're going to have something that just doesn't make sense in universe at all for the DC universe, then, for instance, if Ben Affleck does play Batman and they do a Batman movie and Superman is around, and then there's a Robin in the Robin suit that we saw in Glass, then I'm like, well, no.
Glass.
Yeah, the dead Robin. Whoever the dead Robin is.
I thought you were talking about the Glass trailer.
Oh, no.
I'm like, dude, that is definitely not the same universe.
So, you know, if this
First
Robin...
name, Mr.
If this Robin...
Last name, Glass.
If this Robin...
Mr. Glass. Mr. Glass.
If this Robin is around in that same suit and there's no explanation of it, like, I'm not okay with that. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, well, no, because that Robin is dead. That suit is in Glass. Mm-hmm. Superman wasn't around in his public in Batman's consciousness until after that Robin was dead.
Yeah.
So now I'm not okay with that. But I do think you could have a Batman story that's not connected at all, and it could just be in universe.
Yes. I mean, I'm not saying I'd be okay with that, but what I'm saying is if they did that, if they retcon that and they came back and Superman has a fucking hangout session with Jason Todd, I don't think it matters. I don't ultimately, I don't think it's going to hang up the fans or hang up the story.
I think it'll definitely hang up the fans.
Yeah.
Because what I'm saying is there's already shit out there that should hang up the fans. There's a bunch of inconsistencies with the Marvel universe, like the timeline Marvel universe.
Not
right.
glaring.
Not
when you think about it,
as glaring as the example that we're talking about with the Robin suit.
I agree. You have to do your homework. You have to fucking bring out the abacus and do some fucking homework and shit.
No,
why abacus though?
You know why, Joe?
But I'm saying like,
Hey, hold on, time out. How many advocates do you have in your house?
None.
I did have one. So,
but what I'm saying is that
it had a bunch of Chinese characters on it. Though.
everything doesn't have to have a complete 100% consistency to work. I
Yes,
agree. I agree
yes,
with that.
yes.
But there is a breaking point of when it's beyond reproach.
I agree with that too.
Okay.
You can't go to one side or the other. But what I'm saying is, if we have a good story, right, and it goes against something that we've already established, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Depending on what it's going against.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Like, I don't think we should have, like, for example, hear me out. If we had a black Robin, right? They had a black Jason Todd, all right? And then the next movie had a white Jason Todd, I wouldn't be okay with that. Let's keep it consistent.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so, but in the same breath, if we're doing a Batman, like, I'd rather have a great Batman movie and then change Ben Affleck next year, right? And then for some reason, 3 years, like the Venom movie, right? Here's a perfect example. If I get in the Venom movie and then it's fucking Garfield in the Spider-Man suit in the Venom movie, I'm good.
Yes.
I'm good. I think that's a prime example of what I'm talking about.
Okay. That's but like I said, it's the same thing. Like if this Joker movie with Joaquin, if he is Joker and all that, and it's a separate Joker, and then cool, I'm good with that.
Yep.
But if Ben Affleck pops up in it, I'm like, well, wait a minute.
That's confusing.
That's confusing. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I can handle.
What if Christian Bale pops up?
Then you got to explain. You got to explain that it's a legacy character.
Okay.
And if you explain that it's a legacy character, I can sign on.
Yeah.
But if you don't explain that, unless he's playing it that way, do you know what I mean? Unless it's all that shit.
Yeah.
Same Joker, different actor.
Yeah. Then I'm like, okay, let's see. You got big shoes to fill. You better get your PR people ready.
He might be up to it.
You better get your PR people ready.
Yeah.
Because fans are going to come for you.
But see that's it. And like that's another good example. We have two different Fantastic Four movies. We've got 3 different Spider-Man series. We've had 4 different Batmans. So or 5.
Whatever.
I don't think that. I think that the audience and the general public will be more forgiving about this. I think the Marvel thing is great.
I'm
right?
okay with that, but I still feel like I still feel like for some reason we're not on the same page. And I'm trying
I think
to
the
figure
general
out
audience will get confused if it has to either have like little to no linkage or a lot of linkage. Like, you can't have a separate universe, but you have the same guy playing this character.
And what I'm
as
saying is
universe.
that already exists. What you just said, that it exists with the Superman Returns. It exists. That's a perfect example. The Superman Returns is based off of Superman 1 and 2.
I know, but it's a different actor. And you don't have to know anything about 1 and 2 to watch the movie.
Yeah, but then people didn't get hung up when Man of Steel came out 2-3 years later.
Because it's a completely different actor and a completely different story.
Well, yeah,
you
and
have to
we
have
don't-
both. You can't have one like this. You can't have the same actor in 2 different worlds. It's confusing for the general audience.
that. I
think.
agree.
Nobody got upset about the same Alfred in 4 Batman movies.
What?
Same Alfred and same Commissioner Gordon in 4 Batman movies. I mean, like Batman Returns, Michael Keaton. Val Kilmer Batman, and then
George
Yeah.
Clooney.
Yes, but
But it's not Batman.
here's the thing.
It's not the same actor.
Here's the thing with that. People did get upset. People did get upset with the different Batmans. But on top of that, you don't have Michael Keaton playing Batman in the Burton verse, and then Michael Keaton playing Batman in a separate verse either.
I hear you.
That's
the difference.
that's the difference.
But we just need to get rid of the verses.
But
just do it.
Then you need a total reboot. In which case,
But that's what I'm saying.
in which case, get rid of them all. Keep Wonder Woman because we all think she's perfect.
yeah.
And start from scratch.
So, like for example, right? If hypothetically, if we had Long Halloween, right, and they did Joaquin Phoenix for the Joker, let's say they did Christian Bale for the Batman. All right,
No,
well, you couldn't do it because Christian Bale is
I
too,
wouldn't want that. I
is
want
too much. All right, let's say Ben Affleck. Had Ben Affleck be the Batman.
Okay, I'm on board so far.
All right, and it's a 3.
No, wait. No, I'm not.
Why is that?
Unless this Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie that we're getting ready to see is part of the Justice League universe.
All right, I mean, it could be. There's 3 Jokers.
Then if you explain that,
Yeah,
Does
I'm
the
good.
average general audience know that there's more than one Joker?
no.
Then that's going to be confusing.
But I'm good. I'm good if you go that. I'm good if you go that route and make the explanation.
I mean,
You have to explain it.
All right, so what's the difference if they recast Batman, right? and they leave Jared Leto as Joker, what's the difference?
No, wait. No, wait.
That'd be confusing too.
No. This is where this conversation gets murky. So I'm okay if they recast Batman. I'm okay if they recast Joker. But if they recast Joker as Joaquin Phoenix,
Yeah.
and he's also playing a Joker in a different movie that's disconnected to the DCEU.
Oh yeah. Let's say let's scrap the other Joker movie.
Okay, then I'm on board.
Okay, cool. All right.
My problem is the same actor playing the same character in different universes. That's my problem.
A different version of the universes, of the same universe.
Yes. It's confusing. It's fucking confusing.
Well, no.
No, I'm saying that you have a problem with that too. They were like different versions of the universe. You know what I mean? Like if there was the Justice League universe, and then like there's a Batman universe that was different but kind of the same. You know?
Well, I think that's where I'm getting hung up.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that.
Well, it has to be in universe.
Yeah,
I think because if it's not in universe, like I don't know what different version of the universe. To me, that's just a different universe.
Like I was saying, like it'd be the same Superman, the same Batman, but then Superman met Jason Todd.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work unless they're played by different people.
Yeah.
Well, no, but Jason Todd's already dead. And
yeah, so but if they're played by different people, then it's in a different universe.
Okay.
To me.
Yeah.
So then I'd be okay with it. Like it's like if I'm
wow, this got really confusing.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like if we're in universe, I'm good with that. If we're out of universe, at the same time the in universe stories are still going on, I'm good with that. What I'm not good with are the same people partaking in both.
What if it's a bubble universe theory, where everything's the same except one position of electric cloud?
I'm not
taken to the infinity, right? So that means there's one universe where there's Christian Bale Batman with Henry Cavill, and there's one universe where there's Ben Affleck Batman with Christopher Reeves.
Now let me tell you what if we ever got to a point where we did a crisis type movie and you
like every Superman ever,
I would be up for that.
Yeah.
Like the Spider-Man?
Yeah, like if they had Michael Keaton, imagine that shit. Like if they had Michael Keaton, Christian Bale,
Val
Ben
Kilmer
Affleck,
and George Clooney.
Well, see now that gets a little touch and go. You know,
it's the same Batman.
That's the same Batman.
It's supposed to be, but it's not.
It's not. No.
But if you
People
had
won't
The
think of
Burton verse is only the first two movies in my book.
Me too.
but if you had those come out and then you even had animated Batman pop up in it, like like Roger Rabbit style.
Roger Rabbit style.
Roger Rabbit style. I'm okay with that.
Wow.
I'm 100% okay with that.
That's
a little
too
rough.
far.
That's a little rough.
If they had like a live action version of the animated Batman,
Yes,
I'm okay with
okay.
that.
No, see, I'm not okay with that.
Like he's supposed to look two-dimensional.
Yeah, I'm not okay with
So a
that.
two-dimensional world.
Like to me, like that's the beauty of Crisis. It's like all these representations.
There's never been a cartoon version in the Crisis books.
Well, they're all cartoon versions.
I'm saying, but they didn't recognize.
But
that,
there were some that looked like the cartoon, like
Yeah,
straight up
but
animation.
They were being perceived as live action to the other cartoons.
Right.
It works because it's all 2D.
Right, but no, because it would be the same here. Like he wouldn't be two dimensional. He wouldn't be drawn. But it's like in this universe, this is how people look.
Okay.
You know, what I'm saying?
Like the toy, like the toy, like a
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought you meant
No,
like
not
Roger
not-
Rabbit
not-
is
no.
a drawing.
Yeah, but Roger Rabbit was 3D in that. Like he had his hand in the handcuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is a very bizarre reference to just pull out of my head, I think.
It is.
but like, he
Holy, but it's funny, Eddie.
but like if that shit happened, sign me up. Like if he like it was like, what the fuck? He's like, this is how I look. You got to look strange to me. So
I think
in my universe, everybody looks like an upside down triangle. So
Will we have fucking 66 Batman too?
yeah, dude, like I'm up for that. Like if there
like
was
CGI
no
Adam West.
Oh,
No,
I-
CGI the face over.
Bring out the bones.
You said I'm dark.
but
Dude, I said a couple fucked up things in there.
but I'd be okay if it. Yeah, that's true. I'd be okay if it was CGI, and I'd also be okay if it was like a different guy in the suit, but like an an impersonation.
Yeah.
But like I'd be okay with like whoa, like he like pops up. He's like or Batman like this Batman like takes a shotgun and blows somebody's head clean off, and that Batman is like what?
I do. Like
Would you have the Zowie Bam
Yeah,
pop
like-
up only when he does stuff?
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
I know the DC WB universe or whatever. So like, Supergirl is in a different universe than the Flash. He's in the same universe as Green Arrow and
Black Lightning. Where's he fit in?
he's a different one.
Okay.
He's a different universe. I do think they need to smash those all together and make one.
Crisis?
They need to Crisis that show. They need to do that. But I don't know, man. So back to Shazam.
But you know what would make it's a really little thing that would fix everything for me? Like if they just start having a little number next to the titles.
Oh, Earth 2,
Exactly.
Earth 3.
And if the numbers are different, I'm like, oh, it's a different world. And then you have two movies at the same number, same world.
I mean, I
That
could
would
watch.
fix everything for me.
But you still need to have the corresponding actors. I feel like each one needs to have their own
but
identity.
You're free to do anything at that point.
Agreed.
You can have the same
Agreed.
actor in two different
This
universes.
is why we
The
need to
universes
just
are
have
different.
a
You just have the number there.
digital
that's the
actor play all the roles. Like,
That's why
there's
we need a CG
I
one
know.
guy. Yeah,
I know.
that's what we
We
talked
need
about last
CG.
week.
We need to design a CG looking whatever. I mean, I get you. I'm with you. It like brings a little variety.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm down. I'm
Exactly.
down. But like, I would not be mad if they like, listen, we're gonna do something bold, do something crazy, and they got Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, and Affleck.
No, I think I would rather know who Ben Affleck is, and I think I might be up for him to take on the mantle.
And Henry Cavill and do a Red Sun movie. I'd be down.
Yeah, I'm not
I'd
down.
be down.
I'm not
I'd be
down.
fucking down. They need to get a better Lex Luthor though, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Anyway, back to Shazam. So I don't hate it. The one thing I like about it, and don't get me wrong, it didn't knock my socks off. I'm like, whoa, I can't wait.
I was on board because I was afraid that
we
everything's
should
going to
watch
start.
this. We should pause. We should save this.
Pause,
to
save, and watch it.
Watch it again. Yeah.
Breaking
Backshot.
news.
Intermittent content. Or
So I hate the music.
the music sounds like
Yeah,
yeah, it sounds like they're trying to like capitalize on like, this is how Hollywood is. Like one movie works with a certain like, Kendrick Lamar plays during the Black Panther, so we'll get some rap music too, and we'll be super successful. But I don't know, dude. I don't know about this one, buddy. Like as soon as he starts dancing, I'm super out.
Oh, he's starting to, what's that thing called?
Doesn't matter.
Is it the word for it?
Dummy
The
dance,
floss.
dude.
Floss.
I do not care for
He's
it.
flossing.
Yeah, he's gonna floss this DVD for me.
He so dude, you're gonna go see it on open night.
Of course.
Like so the one beef I have with the costume is he looks too puffy. Like he's got too many pads on, and like he's not.
Because he does.
Yeah, I'm saying because he's not a big dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I don't think that works.
She's just gotten a juiced bodybuilder who can act.
I mean, or just get him in there and 15 pounds of muscle, Joe. Goes a long way.
Yeah, I don't think it looks good. I'm sorry.
Did you think it looks fine for a kids movie though?
Yes, if it was like
If it's rated-
Incredibles, and this is the sequel.
If it's rated PG, are you good with it?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I might be good with it after I see it with whatever it's rated. It might work for me. But just basing
From the trailer,
just from the trailer, I'm like not interested. I'll never watch that trailer again after today.
It's not a very good trailer.
I love the first part of it.
beginning.
Whatever the first act of this movie is going to be,
kid.
the first act of this movie is going to be right up my alley. But as soon as he starts chewing bubble gum and doing the floss, he's got to relax.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I have a really bad feeling about this one. Like I think this is not what the DCEU needs right now.
There's no DCU. It's fine.
Whatever, Worlds of DC.
Yeah.
It's one
Does
of
it
the
need the Aquaman trailer?
WODC. So that is my big takeaway from this con.
Little Star Wars esque, isn't it?
I love it. Like
Good.
it is exactly what I wanted it to be. I wanted the Aquaman movie to be like an underwater epic, like Lord of the Rings style movie, and it looks like that's what it's going to be.
So in this one, it's kind of the first thing that goes through my head with all the death and destruction and like water. I'm like, where's Superman? You know, so this might be a story that happened
Before
Superman, but I don't
according to you, it
think
doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then I go to that.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? Here's
see,
a
I
perfect
don't-
example. Well, it doesn't matter.
Like,
It's
I
not an Aquaman story.
I don't necessarily need Superman to get involved.
I know,
Yeah,
but that's I'm saying that's a problem with the super connectivity. Because as soon as I see shit, hear me out. As soon as I see armies coming up on mainland and fucking giant things, like that looks like a job for.
yeah. I mean, you can do that about comics though too. It gets to a point where it's like, Superman should show up in every comic book.
Well, Superman has been told by Arthur several times to stay the fuck out of my kingdom.
Right, and by Batman as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, like because you've got 80 years of it happening or whatever. But
yeah.
like, I think that not every, I like. So for me, like seeing that happen and seeing Superman not show up, I can get past that.
I don't want him to show up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying like that. That is why I'm like okay with that. No.
Yeah, but see, that's one of those small things to explain for me.
Let me save it. Oh no.
Yeah, like that's one of those small things that I think can be explained away.
Yeah.
But like the dude, I love the Arthur's talking to fish, and then like,
the shark bait,
and then
ooh-ha-ha.
all of them,
Yeah.
like, all those fish come up like, and he has, and you know Arthur has no idea, you know, theoretically at this point in his life, and it's like they're like, no, we're not riding.
Dude, is Jenga his father?
Is who?
Jenga Fett?
Oh, I don't know. I
think it is.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But like that whole like just how huge the armies of Atlantis look, like and grand and like
And there's like fish people?
like fish. That's the fish people. The fucking motherfuckers riding seahorses and shit. Like I'm just like yes, like you know, like go all the way, give it to me. You know, like don't like. There's no reason in the there's no reason in the WODC.
Flossing not okay. Riding seahorses
100% okay. 100% okay. Like
very much okay.
Like in the WODC, I don't think that there's any need to hold back. Like they've gone super fantastic.
Yeah.
So like put the soldiers on the seahorses. 100%. Yes. Make them ride a giant dinosaur. Yes. Yes. Please. As quickly as possible.
Give me all that, but I don't want to see any flossing.
No. And I don't want to see Aquaman doing the floss dance. I'd be like, what is this? Dumb. Stupid. You know, like even that part with at the end with the redheads, am I right? Like I wish the little husky dog would have popped up. You know, like
they did this, cover his nose up.
Like I don't need that, but that's the only part I don't like of that trailer. Like that trailer, I've watched over and over and over again. Like I breathed a breath of relief, like a sigh of breath of relief. Like when I saw,
it's worth the wait
because I was worried. You know, because it's Aquaman, and it's not easy. And I feel like you needed to go that exact direction in order to make it engaging. And when I saw that exact direction, I was like,
ooh, that's an interesting thing. Like, and I don't want to go back to the Shazam and beat a dead horse, but they got to go opposite. They have to go something different than Superman because they're too similar. And for those you don't know, a little history lesson: Shazam, originally named Captain Marvel, was the original. What was the comic book company?
I don't remember.
They were sued by DC. DC won
and got the character,
and own the rights to the character now. And like they didn't use it forever, for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
And then by the time they brought it back, Marvel had trademarked the name Captain Marvel, so they couldn't use it. They had to use Shazam.
Yeah.
Because his real name is Captain Marvel. Which I wonder if they're going to call him Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Especially with the Captain Marvel movie coming around the same time.
Yeah.
But I think that that Aquaman movie, like that's up there for me with DC trailers. Like the first Wonder Woman movie had a great trailer. Mm-hmm. The BVS movie had 2 great trailers, and then it started to get iffy on me. But the first 2, I can watch that trailer all the time. And then
I mean, the first Superman movie had a great trailer.
Some of the best ever.
Yeah.
Justice League trailer was trash.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad had great trailers.
Yeah, good trailers.
Well, Suicide Squad had one great trailer, and then
and
then they start with that. I started a joke, like that was a great trailer, but then Suicide Squad trailer started looking iffy.
Started looking like the movie,
but they did.
Well, the movie started looking like the trailers.
Yeah, one or the other.
That's a fact.
That's just a fact. But that fucking Aquaman trailer, that shit grabbed me by the balls, and it's funny because I don't feel like the reaction has been like mine. Like I expected you to have like. Oh fuck!
It was good. It was good.
But like I posted it in the Shattercast chat. Only one person was like, "Fuck yeah, it looks awesome, deluxe."
You know what my thing is with Aquaman. I don't want to put. How do I say this? I want to be pleasantly surprised. Mm-hmm. I don't want to invest much in it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I already like that character, but I wasn't really given that much of that character.
Mm-hmm. My man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just like want to, if it happens, it happens. And I'd be like, oh man, that was really done well. You know, I just think that something something different needs to happen. With
Ocean
DC.
Master looks awesome.
Yeah.
Black Manta looks awesome.
The Black Manta looks a little bubbly.
I mean, he is a little.
No. His arms, like the whole suit.
The armor is bubbly.
Yeah, it looks like danger, Will Robinson, danger. You know what I mean?
It's great.
And the heat vision. I guess he does have that heat vision stuff.
Mira looks great.
Yeah, Mira looks great. Yeah, she does.
Like I don't know, man.
It's cool that Nicole Kidman is his mom. Coming back to the DC universe, girl.
But yeah, like I'm like this one feels good to me right now, and I hope it continues to because I'm excited. I'm now officially excited for December.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited for December as well for Christmas.
The puzzle picked out yet?
Speaking of December,
Ooh. Yeah.
So we all watched the Transformers trailer.
The Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we all thought, like, wow, like Bumblebee looks like a character now. He doesn't look just like we remember him, but he looks like a rendition of Bumblebee now. He doesn't look like a pile of moving pieces. Starscream looks like Starscream now. The transformation looks the same. The head, like the head vents on the side, like that's fucking Starscream. The fucking canopy coming down and forming the chest, and all. It's Blitzwing.
See,
Are you serious?
I have
Get the
something
fuck
to say-
out of here.
I have something to say about this.
Okay,
I'm okay with it. First of all,
of course you are.
what they're doing is they're giving you Starscream, that the look that people have always wanted. I don't know about the characterization or how he's going to be in the movie, while not having to explain why he's a Dorito in the future.
Well, because I mean, I think that's easy. They can take on whatever vehicles they want, right? Mm-hmm. So if this is in the past, an F-15 or whatever that fucking I don't know what it's supposed to be in the movie, but an F-15 is like that's time period appropriate.
Well, B
and
still looks like B. He looks different, but he's still recognizably B. Not just the color, but maybe they all look the same to you, Bobby, but they don't all look the same to me. I can actually tell the different movie Transformers apart, even just by the face.
This is
Using probiotics, but you're still bloated? Go to Wexford. Try-Teal for proven relief.
oh damn. What have I been watching? All right, I gotta watch this real quick.
What is this?
I want to see the transformation.
Running guys, got some
All right, let me pause this then.
Pause.
All right.
I don't know. I mean,
You have
I
no
know what
idea.
I know what people wanted.
Well,
They've
sure,
never
but-
said it was Starscream.
Of course
It looks
not.
like Starscream. I agree,
that answers your question.
but that's what I'm saying. Is you get to have your Starscream just because he's
No,
not
you don't.
fucking named Starscream.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Because you need
just
to
like
unbox, you need
hey,
the
listen,
label.
listen,
no, not
listen.
at all. I need the characterization.
Just
We
like you
know his
get your
characterization?
listen, just like you get your major, but she's not Asian.
Megatron is not active at this point, according to whatever canon there still is.
Right.
He doesn't come. He doesn't wake up for the first movie, so there will no you. Even if it was Starscream, you wouldn't get a Starscream portrayal because there's no Megatron.
You wouldn't get the perfect Starscream portrayal, but you would get a Starscream portrayal. Now, if he portrays himself as Blitzwing, then fine, you know. But I'm telling you, they made that character look like Star. They went out of their way. The colors palette is
Yeah.
the
Right.
same.
No, I agree.
They went out of their way to make that character look like Starscream. How all the shit they throw away in their own canon.
Yeah.
How could they take this one opportunity to say, you know what? Let's stick to the script, guys. Let's
maybe-
play this one.
maybe
Let's
I'm-
play this one straight.
Maybe I'm just like seeing it from the other side. I'm just like, oh, everyone wanted a good-looking Starscream, and they're like, well, at least we can give them a good-looking Starscream who's not Starscream and a toy, which will come out obviously, right?
The problem is that is he also going to transform into a tank?
Yes.
He is.
Yes. They're all triple changers. All the Decepticons are triple changers.
So, Blitzwing. His name Blitzwing. He changed into a jet
And into a tank.
and a tank
But why not take this opportunity to make him purple and yellow?
because it's fucking dumb. Everyone was like, look at the 1984 Blitzwing, and then
It's
this-
all fucking dumb.
I know. That's why.
So why draw the line here?
Why so
Nope.
serious?
At purple, that's where we stop. We take it serious when it comes to our color palette. Flaming stripes on the side of Optimus, that's fine. Green sports cars that turn into trench coats, that's also okay. Green like that. Purple jet. Oh,
No.
what world do you think we live in, sir?
But that's what I'm saying. Ask a Starscream fan if they're going to be happy that they're going to have a Starscream toy and something that looks like Starscream on screen.
You want to ask Matthew Deluxe right now?
Ask him. Yeah.
Call Matthew Deluxe Baldwin.
Because I'm happy I'm getting that.
Joe is happy that he's going to buy that toy and then put an IKEA bag, leave in your basement in 2 years.
I kept some Transformers. I kept the Leader Prime.
He's gonna think he's getting the phone call.
Which one's that?
Just the bad ones. Just the bad phone calls. He's gonna think he definitely thinks he's getting the phone call right now.
He's gonna screen you, bro. He's busy.
What if you hear him pick up like, "Hi, you missed me."
Hello?
Deluxe.
Hey.
You're on Nerd Rage Radio right
What's
now.
wrong?
You're on nothing. you're on Nerd Rage Radio right now.
Oh, yay.
So I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about Blitzwing
In the Bumblebee movie.
in the Bumblebee?
I was really upset. I was really hoping to Starscream. It looks like Starscream, but I heard that they're going back to redesign it, so it will not look like that at all.
Whoa, I didn't hear that at all. Ask him if he's happy to have a toy that's gonna look like movie.
Are you happy to have a toy that looks like movie Starscream?
I don't know if they're going to make one that looks like Starscream
If they did.
If they
Like I
did,
said, if they do a different design, then it won't look like that at all.
what if they stuck to this design?
Then it'll be shit then. I'll be upset, so,
Oh wow,
But-
I'm wrong.
you know, it is what it is.
Oh.
I'm done with the memes. I'm
Nuggets
seeing
of
like
fun.
Dude,
15,000 times.
step away from the ledge.
You know.
Back away from the ledge.
Wish you would step back from my friend.
No, it'll be fun. I mean, you know, what we expect from, you know, these movies. You know, they've broke our hearts, you know, for, 10 plus years now. So, you know.
Unfortunately, I can't talk you through all this. I don't have the time.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
But I assumed that this would be heartbreaking for you, and I apologize on behalf of Paramount.
It's all right. It's all right, man.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Take care.
So yeah, I think like
See, he's so polite
it's
on the phone, unlike some other people when we call them on the podcast.
it's interesting. It's interesting to me that they're going to redesign it if that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
The amount of money that they've
maybe
dumped
they're
into
gonna get
this.
pushback.
Yeah, but you know what? We don't know how far along
That's
they
true.
are on the special effects, and they might have just did that one half a second clip.
Right for the trailer.
Yeah. Dickheads.
Yeah, that's fucking dumb. So
Stupid.
what else do we get? We got the glass trailer. I haven't watched it. Let's stop and watch it.
All right.
Well, you don't like it?
It's not that I don't like it. It's that this is not the direction I wanted them to go.
Mhm.
And I kind of feel like M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong is back on his dumb shit.
What's
Because he does like one good movie and then like one okay movie and then like three shitty movies.
What's the name of the movie?
Glass.
Fucking original.
We don't have a name for it yet. What is it like?
Taste my penis.
All
All right. All right.
I love it.
I like it. There was a couple bits that are a little bit goofy, but overall, I like the tone. I like all of it.
And I love how, like, at the end, like, something I never really thought about, but, like, at the end of it, like, all three of them are going to theoretically be named after their superhero names. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, Unbreakable Split Glass.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
that's fucking cool. But, yeah, I like the tone. I like the vibe.
Yep.
I'm not sure if I like how they get into this insane asylum.
That's
and
my
how
bit.
long they're going to be there.
That's my bit. What I'm fearful of.
Is that it's all a big nothing.
Yes.
It's all a fucking... The twist of this one is that none of them have any powers whatsoever. It's all what they believe in their heads. It's all bullshit. Maybe they've been in the insane asylum the entire time, and it's all, you know, like some twist that undoes
I don't
everything.
think it's going to be that.
I'm
But
going
that-
for extreme.
Yeah,
that
that would also
M. Night shit.
that would also suck. What I'm afraid of is that the whole movie they're in the insane asylum until like the last 5 minutes, right? And they have this epic battle that we see like outside, and like people have the guns drawn. He's like, "Don't do this," and then there's some twist off of that. You know, I'm pretty safe in the concept that they are super in this world, but the thing that's cool about the Unbreakable universe, especially the Bruce Willis bit, is that like none of his powers were super visible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really like that. And there's one scene that I wish they kept in the original film is when he's benching.
Yeah, and he's
And-
adding, and
Yeah.
he ran out of weights, and then add some water.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
in the movie?
Yeah, that's
No, they cut it out, right?
No.
no, that's
in the
why
movie.
I know it. I watched the movie.
Yeah, it's in the movie.
Did they add it back in? Oh no! There's a scene where after he's done, he goes to his gym. At the thing. Yeah. And then he puts on all the weight.
Right.
And he does like a rep with everything. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like quiet, like the whole team, these big old ass fucking football players are all like jaws are open.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I didn't
So
see that.
like that was in the deleted scenes. Like I kind of wish that was in there, but I kind of see how it's not a little too much.
Yeah.
So like. And like his one weakness is water, and there's already like 3 or 4 shots of water in this, and I'm just like, so there's like the woman holding underwater, the doctor.
What if it turns out he was one of the aliens?
I mean,
From sighting.
oh, that would be cool if it's all one universe. You already have Bruce Willis in there and the ghost,
and they fight in the village, and it's just the townspeople watching. And it's the guy in the monster suit. That's like round 1,
fight. So that's my concern. Like they got in this insane asylum somehow, some way, and that means the beast was caught. Mr. Glass being caught already, I get.
Yeah, he was already.
But we don't know how Dunn got caught. Probably doing some vigilante shit. So I'm like, oh, please don't go too far with this. So that's my fear. It stuff looks good. The beast galloping like a horse.
It looks like the apes running in Burton's ape movies.
It looks worse.
Sabretooth from Wolverine Origins.
Sabretooth from Wolverine Origins.
Yeah. There's something else that looks like I can't put my finger on it.
That was the one thing that threw me off. Other than that, he looks jacked.
Yeah, he is jacked. Yeah, definitely 14.5 pounds of muscle.
Then Professor X, yes.
Yeah,
But I don't mind. I like the trailer overall. Like I'm optimistic.
the trailer's not. It's not bad. It's not a bad trailer. It's just like
You're just worried because
very fucking worried.
You've been hurt before by Mr. M. Night Shyamalan.
Dude, I'll never forgive him for what he did to Last Airbender. Never
Yeah,
forgive him.
because I love the Last Airbender.
Yeah,
There was
it's so good.
Wonder Woman and Venom footage that we haven't seen.
Yeah, no, we couldn't play the Wonder Woman footage.
No.
just a couple pictures.
Does the Venom footage work?
No, it's just pictures.
The other news: Hush is getting a animated
Cartoon.
film.
Yep,
Fucking
excited.
cool.
I hope the style looks like Jim Lee.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to think it wouldn't.
Well, we have to have Jeff Johns.
Yes, I forget his exact title, but yes.
Oh shit! Did that get erased?
No, that was afterwards.
No, it wasn't. It was before.
Are you sure?
It could have been afterwards. It could have been afterwards because we started talking about the DC
DC
stuff.
okay,
WODC.
okay.
Yeah.
The Titans trailer,
Dude. Fuck Batman.
dude, it's fucking awesome. Like, I'm not mad at the Titans trailer. I have a feeling that I'm gonna be mad at the show.
Yeah, the show's gonna be trash.
Yeah.
You like the trailer?
I did.
The fuck Batman shit.
The fuck
that
Batman.
grabs you by the balls, man.
Yeah.
It looks.
Oh, the show? The show definitely looks bad, Joe. We're not denying that.
It looks bad.
The one bit I was worried about was Starfire, but when she starts using her powers, like she starts to look like Starfire.
No, she didn't.
I mean, she turns purple and orange. Like her hair turns orange. And her
She
skin
had to
turns
turn her
purple.
Twitter off, I heard, or Instagram or something.
Oh, after that or before?
Oh, before.
Yeah,
Before.
Yeah.
It was before the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because people were saying stupid shit
like they do.
like they do. But
Dude, hold on, time out.
Yeah.
I heard
I'm
something.
excited.
All right, I heard something fascinating about like this scientist was talking about Twitter and how Twitter itself, like when somebody gets bombarded by Twitter, like they can't tell if it's not just one person that has a program that is
right. Yeah.
it's like fucking nuts. Like it's crazy. It's some crazy shit. It could be literally one dude
Yeah.
that has a program with 1,000 Twitter accounts and just bombards some shit.
I mean, it's the same shit with the voting of American Idols. It's just a bot that dials the phone for you a bunch of times.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this existed. This kind of thing.
What? You mean American Idol isn't real? Is that legit? Are you serious?
The voting was what do we call it?
Rigged.
Rigged. Yeah.
Fraud.
Wrong.
But yeah,
Wrong.
I'm like yeah. There's no way of knowing. It's just But when you're
It's
when you're on the receiving end.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It doesn't
for sure.
matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
So we need to
matter.
get rid of Twitter. Let's go.
So, yeah, well, anything like the more anonymous you can be, the more problematic it's going to become.
Yeah.
You know, because otherwise you got to stand behind those convictions,
Yeah.
and people put you to the test, and nobody wants those problems unless you're fucking the real deal. Clone Wars.
You happy?
Holy shit. That, I think, was probably the most unanimously positive thing at Comic-Con this year. Like, Aquaman, people were split on it. Shazam, people are split on it. But fucking Clone Wars, like, for the first time in forever,
And Star Wars.
people were happy with some Star Wars.
Unanimously
Do you
agree?
think that? Do you think that people like Disney's like we need to give them a bone?
Well, I mean, this has been in the works since before Last Jedi, which is when things started going left.
Oh,
So-
really? It has been in the works.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do we know that?
Yeah, I mean, the production on it is way past 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, it's fucking like
So, but it was a surprise, right?
this trailer.
No,
yeah.
I mean like
yeah.
Clone Wars
This was the announcement.
like Clone Wars coming back was a complete surprise.
Yes.
Yeah, there was secretly one.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
There was a 10-year. This was the 10-year anniversary of Clone Wars.
Wow,
so
really?
Are you serious?
yeah, so
Jesus.
they were gonna. They always planned this panel, like the 10-year anniversary, and we're gonna bring back this, and we're gonna bring back that.
Oh,
and
the
they're-
cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Since the first episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not since
Oh,
Or
the
maybe
first
since the
episode.
movie.
Oh, it's got to be the movie.
Yeah,
That sounds
But I mean,
about right.
the first episode launched within the year of the movie.
Yeah,
But like, you know,
dude, Dark Knight is 10 years old as of yesterday.
I know.
It's fucking stupid.
I know. So it was fucking like it's only one season. It's not like an ongoing thing. It's like the one season, which is like the one missing season from the Clone Wars show, which is the Siege of Mandalore. So like that's what they're going to do. They're going to do that season, however long it is, and
23 episodes.
and they're done. There is this meme going around that's funny as shit. Where, because did you watch the trailer?
Jay-Z's on a jet ski.
That's great. He's in the background, like with the battle droids.
Dude, somebody make that right now.
It's a whole bunch of battle droids on this little
Yeah,
stamps.
but it's all like, all Jay-Z's.
No, a whole bunch of battle droids and Jay-Z leading them. Anyway, look, there's a meme going around that's great because Ahsoka turns. Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah.
So when Ahsoka turns around and says, "Hello, Master,"
And then
there's like a picture underneath with Mace sitting on the chair. He's like, "Fuck, did you just say?"
Oh man, I saw that.
I'm amazed at how good the animation looks because of, you know, like I doubt they're my theory for how they worked around it is that like the Clone Wars animated series, that camera does whatever the fuck it wants. Like if us three are sitting at the table, the camera might drop down from the ceiling, move in, pan around, cut in between your two shoulders, and come back around to this way where we're all talking. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the level. I'm guessing it's all gonna, like, if this scene is happening, the camera's gonna be there, and it's gonna be there, and they'll intercut between the two, and that's how they're gonna get around it because it looks on par.
I mean, there's pre-existing assets though. Like it's not like they have to make new models.
That's true, but I mean that series it wasn't bankrupting Lucasfilm, but it was a loss. It was taking losses every season.
Oh really?
Yeah, because we've talked about this a number of times, but like the production value of it was so high. There's like the show was like no way that it could like make the money back, and George Lucas was like, I don't care, money's stupid, and like, he's just like psycho.
I'm gonna sell this for $4 billion anyway.
He's just a psychopath. So
Yeah.
he was like, nope, this is a story I want to tell. It's how I want it to look. I don't care what it costs. We'll take the loss. Like
Stupid.
yeah, stupid. Money's stupid. It's all stupid. So like it was fine, and I was like, well, I always thought Disney will never pick this up because in order to make it match the amount of money that they're going to have to spend is they're not going to be able to recoup.
But that's what I'm saying. I thought Disney had to spend a lot less money because Lucas already spent the money to develop all the existing assets they can just use. They don't have to create new characters.
Agreed, but they would have had Lucasfilm would have been in that same Lucasfilm would have been in that same state at season 2. You know what I mean? But season 2 took a loss too, and I think that show. I mean, I've seen people like talk about that show, like animators and stuff, and be like, what people don't realize about that show is that like they were never locked down. Like the way that the camera moved, the way that the light would move, like the sun would be in one place, and if it was like a long conversation, like the sun would be moving, and like the shadows would be moving, and like they're like, what people don't realize is how much goes into that. And like even when I watch Rebels, like when they're talking, like I'm trying, one of the next dios I'm doing is the lounge of the Ghost, and like I'm trying to like get an idea of it, but like I can't find certain angles of it. Do you know what I mean? Because the camera's always there. Like,
Oh, really?
You know, like they didn't animate it to the same
I mean,
level.
it's like sitcoms. You can never see the wall you're looking.
Yeah,
the fourth wall.
Exactly.
You can't see the fourth
exactly.
wall.
So like, but the Lucasfilm shit, all that shit was created.
Is that what they came from the fourth wall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, the fourth wall. If you break in the fourth wall when
I
you're
did not
talking
know
to
that.
the camera.
So anyway, that's fucking awesome. You put something in here that Christopher Lloyd wants to be on Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
To do that
as
too.
Morty's father.
I think that would be cool.
I'm
It'd
down
be
with that.
fucking
I'm
awesome.
fucking down with that.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be even cooler if he is Doc Brown.
Oh shit.
Like Doc Brown had a kid,
Oh yeah.
and it was
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Rick Sanchez. You know, and that like if he's got an older friend that kind of got the shakes.
Oh my god.
It's like I actually, Morty. I actually wanted you to be named after Marty, but when he ever talked, it's Morty, and so I thought.
In other news,
Yeah.
there was the Toys That Made Us got a third season.
Yep.
Or basically, it's technically a second season, but
Shit. Hold on one second, guys.
save it.
All right.
So,
So I'll tell you this little story real quick.
Oh, you
Can I
know.
interrupt? Yeah, a little story. So my wife has an iPhone 7. I think I have a 7 Plus. Doesn't matter. It's not an 8. It's not a 10. That's all I know. Well, we're still paying off these phones because now the new thing is you fucking make payments on the phones and shit. We got like 2 months back, 2 months left. Last month and a half, her phone's not working. It has no service. It can text when on Wi-Fi, but it has no service. It can call when it's on Wi-Fi, but it has no service. Took it in, they fixed it, but they didn't fix it. Broke again. Took it to an Apple store. They were gonna send it back to Apple. They're like, "Oh, we can't send it back. The policy's changed." So now she's at the Apple store now. She calls me up. She's like, "Listen, they'll take it and they'll give me a new phone right now for free. But if they open it up and there's any water damage, then we have to pay $400 for the new phone." And she's like, she's telling me this story. Full disclosure, the guy's like, "Well, I did drop it in a toilet 2 days after I got it." But she's had it for almost a year. So the toilet damage is probably not that. And it's waterproof up to a meter. So it's only water damage if it goes past a meter, which obviously did in the toilet. But why would you
That's toilet.
fucking, why would you
Always
tell
say
somebody
it.
that? You know what I mean? Don't even, because he's going to make a note of that. Did drop it in the toilet. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. So it's my wife. She's honest to a fault.
So yes, it is returning. The Toys That Made Us, and the next four they're doing are Power Rangers,
Good.
wrestling,
Good. I
Teenage
guess.
Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Great.
Great.
and My Little Pony. Which I think
Alright.
is good, solid,
That's fine.
solid
Yeah,
choice.
it's fine.
I mean, the wrestling figures. I mean,
They're
The wrestling
big.
figures,
There's a lot
they
of
were
them.
prolific.
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And listen, we all had some.
Oh yeah, I had the.
I didn't.
I didn't have the initial ones, the rubber ones that like didn't move. But
Yeah.
you remember when they came back and they were like 5-inch figures?
Yeah.
I had some of those.
Yeah, they were cool. They were, especially when you use them as superhero bits.
Yeah, and they all had like power, power action. Twist one way and let it go, and it does a punch.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, shout out to Maven Collectibles. James G hit us up with this. I've actually been
Are
following
they a
this
sponsor
myself.
of the podcast?
They're
oh,
not.
they're not a sponsor. Never mind.
But they did like a crowdfunding thing for 7-inch figures, like bucks basically, and they got funded. So good for them. I'm 7 inches is not my thing, so to speak. But I wish them the best. It is nice that you could take some of like the big female bucks and customize them for like a She-Hulk or something like that.
Yeah.
If you were so inclined. So that's cool. Shout out to them. And then we also have images from She-Ra and the Princess of Power, first official images. The anti-social justice people, I got it, SJRs, social justice rebels. They're all up in flames about it. I'm upset
Why?
about it because she's wearing shorts underneath her skirt. I'm pulling it
Oh,
up
that's
now.
the problem?
That is one of the problems, yes. That was
What is
mentioned.
she supposed to be wearing? Just underwear?
Yes.
So the
And she doesn't have like strong female features like
boobs?
yep.
Why is that? Oh.
But I'm more upset because I don't think that the visual motif
The art style.
it doesn't look like
Right.
the 2000
Oh,
series.
dude, she looks like a boy.
And I was hoping
I mean, like, no bullshit. Like, if you just did that, that looks like a dude. That's ambiguous as fuck.
yeah, that's one of the words I used as well.
I didn't care, but like if you look at it, the way the hair is drawn, it actually looks like a dude. Like take out the hair behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be a dude. I could see.
Yeah, no, I agree. If you took out the hair behind,
I don't
it
care.
It would be a weird suit.
Yeah, I don't care.
But
something out of the 80s.
But at any rate, it doesn't look like the 2000 series to me.
Right,
which
yeah,
is
that's
definitely
my
not.
problem.
which is what I
It
was
looks like
hoping.
Voltron.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either, but it
looks
looks
fine. It's a different. It's a different direction. Which,
Yeah. So I had to watch. I might watch it like an episode or two, but if it's like same thing like Voltron, where
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be a kid show.
where it puts me off immediately, then I'm out. But anyway, and then we have some questions or statements. So one we had written to us on Facebook from David. He said, "I remember Adam replying something along the lines of, 'I couldn't go without Batman,' in a previous episode, referring to his involvement in nerd culture. It got me thinking how much this hobby has affected us beyond that fourth wall into our daily habits. I don't mean physical collection, but adopting a sense of justice like Batman, strong morals of Optimus, or the stoic demeanor of a hero. I was wondering if any facets you have adopted into your speech or mannerisms that would still affect you to this day."
Most ethical character in the nerddom that you base your morals off of. Mine's easy.
It is easy for me too. I'm just making sure I haven't filtered out somebody. Probably Superman.
Optimus Prime.
Probably Superman for me. Like I often think to myself, what would Clark do?
Mhm.
Like in my day-to-day
What
life.
about you? Okay.
Say it for they don't.
Kamina or Shimon from Gurren Lagann.
Shimon.
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 It's literally. But yeah, I mean, Shimon takes after Kamina, so it's the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think Batman has definitely influenced my life. Like, in
Yeah,
some of
absolutely.
the things, like I try to set up backup plans and shit for things that go, that could go away. Like I try to put things in motion. Like sometimes the way I maneuver in social circles, I think of Batman. Like he's definitely had an impact.
Yeah. Optimus is like the leader and the father type figure.
Yeah.
But he's also vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, shit, you gotta watch out. Might get stabbed in the side by a rusty piece of metal.
Yeah, that's true. That is painful.
Well, it's the question is, who do you look up to and want to be like, or who you actually have become? Because I am not like this. I wish I could be like this.
I'm not like Superman either.
But like, I want to be like this, but I'm not
Who
this.
have I become? I can't say it on the podcast. I know exactly who I've become.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Can you send in a text or something? Because I am curious.
Yeah, it's a mystery now.
Where you've been spending your nights.
Have you become Eckhart?
Take a good look.
Just
Take a good look.
because you enjoy a little snack.
No, I'm just joking. That's what I feel like I'm becoming.
Hey, and you too would have discarded the bread.
I would have.
I think in a lot of ways I think in a lot of ways I became the Joker from a large period of my life, but I think that I think I'm somewhat of I think in terms of I think a lot of times I'm a bit of a Nightwing in a lot of ways when I think about stuff like that. Like I do have this rebellious nature against people that tried to sculpt and mold me.
Mm-hmm.
But I still do have a moral compass, but I will stumble and fall
Mm-hmm.
and one day hopefully join them in the sun.
Mm.
I don't necessarily want it to have anything to do with the quote unquote adults,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll lead the young folks.
Mm.
Like, there's elements of him that I do relate to, and Kylo Ren.
It's funny you say that because like you've become the villain of the series you like. Like I have become the villain of Gurren Lagann. Like the villain of this series, I'm exactly like that. Yet I yearn to be
The hero.
the hero.
Mm. Huh.
I'm like Lord Jim or anti-Spyro. That's how I am personality wise.
I'm a lot like Kylo. I used to have a big computer system, so I hit it with a crowbar over and over and over. No, but I mean, like, I have legacy issues, you know, like in my life, and you know, I have abandonment issues. Like I relate a lot to that character. Obviously, I didn't become that character because I was who I was before that character was even a thing.
Right.
But I relate a lot to that character.
Interesting.
Let's see about other questions and so forth. I know we have some more. I don't know if actually we have so many questions, but we do have some comments on Patreon and whatnot. Paul C said, between the Marvel Fox deal being so close to happening, the recent Marvel
Friday is done.
Really?
Comcast dropped out.
Yes,
Yeah.
Comcast did drop
So
out.
it becomes official Friday.
Said the recent Marvel Legends X-Men figures and all of Yule's recent picks of his slabbed comics. I've become nostalgic for some of my old comics. The 90s were my jam. Remember the What If and Marvel? We did this.
Yeah.
We did this. Okay.
Yeah, we did that one.
Michael T is very sorry to hear about my dog. Shout out to him.
He's still with us from your ass.
That's true. Josh says, oh man, now more than ever, I hope Bobby checks out Iron-Blooded Orphans. I would love to hear his overall thoughts on that series, especially mentioning how the pilot and Suit have a relationship.
He watched the, okay.
Yeah, Barbatos represents Malakazuki, whatever, and is now Malakazuki affected by the Barbatos. Yep. And then we have Kevin R. He said, fellas, would you consider releasing the uncut versions of Dr. Francis for Patreon? Yes, but I'd have what has stopped me from doing it is I still have to go back and watch them and make sure that I'm okay with it, because
You need to make sure Dr. Francis is okay with them.
yeah, well, usually it's Dr. Francis just laughing at the terrible shit that Skullface can say.
I think we both said.
There's this one joke in particular that I have to go back and make sure.
What do you think it is?
AY are the initials.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one I got to go back and check the context of it and see if I'm fine with that joke.
No, you're not.
It's a funny one though.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. See, that's the shit, man. Like, we didn't have the James Gunn conversation.
Yes. So let's
We
do
did.
that. Let's do that right after this.
Okay.
Right after these questions.
We kind of had it, and then we lost it.
That was one of the first things we talked about.
Esteban, once again, congratulations. Can I say? He said, at the end, you guys talked about how Rey and Kylo show similar fighting style, and Adam was pretty close. In the Force Awakens novelization, when Rey is in the torture chair, force pushing Kylo's mind back, she reveals that door after door opened up in Kylo Ren's mind. His training becomes hers, his experience becomes hers, and so does the pain.
So does the pain.
So they had like a mind meld.
Yeah, of sorts.
Stole it from Star Trek.
So let's get into the James Gunn conversation. Do you want to pause this and save it before we? Or do you have one thing to?
For Q&A, I have a question.
Okay.
It's not a serious question.
Okay.
Can you say, can I have a question?
Just curiosity wise, specifically for you, because Adam, you wouldn't partake, because in SCU at some point eating ass came up, and I was thinking to myself, if you can only have,
Dude, I tongue punch that fart hole.
Is it fart box?
if you can only receive one or the other orally for the rest of your life, which one would you pick?
Blowjobs or eating it or have my ass?
Yeah,
Blowjobs. It's my favorite thing in the world. It's the thing I'm best at, receiving them.
I'm really torn about it.
It's on my resume.
I can't decide for myself.
Really?
I think I'll be good either way because I'm torn, but I love getting my ass eaten.
I do too. But I tell you,
Right? Like, it's so good.
I've said this before that I feel weird when I grab the back of my knees. But I do want to say that, like,
Dude. My favorite's me being on all fours. No, and she's from behind
no, I get
and still milking it.
it. Yeah, no, I get you.
That's awesome.
No, it's good.
Dude, the visuals, I don't care how good it feels. I don't want to be in that position.
Yeah, I don't want. I mean,
No one's seeing
hey,
it.
man, sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze.
That's why I said the question wasn't directed towards you because I know you don't partake.
It's like I can't fathom. It's as if, and I'm not saying it's like trying to explain, gay attraction to somebody who's straight or straight
We're
attraction
trying
to
to
somebody gay.
trying to explain color to blind people.
Maybe.
I always use that in my head as a reference. I'm like, maybe
Yeah.
this is like trying to explain color to, because I'm like, where would I start? It's the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's the same color as.
I don't know. I know, but I know what sex is.
Yeah. So let's save this and then get into this James Gunn conversation.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
It was kind of off the wall, but it was
Yeah, I
a
have a
serious
question.
thought.
So James Gunn was fired from Disney, officially, like let go. Like I guess fired.
Do you think they're going to rescind it?
I don't know.
I think.
I want to get all the facts out.
Okay.
And he was fired for tweets that were dug up from about 10 years ago.
It was 3 years before he started
Guardians.
And was Guardians original Disney property? Like, would the Guardians come out after Disney or before?
After.
Okay.
He was supposed to speak at a Sony panel for something.
Yes, for another movie he did.
That was put to put the brakes on as well.
Yep.
He has come out and made a statement about it. It was a 5-part statement on Twitter where he said, look, when I first started my Twitter account, I considered myself a provocateur.
Mm-hmm.
I would say crazy shit. I'm not that same person anymore. I've gotten better. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. It was all in jokes. I have a fucked up sense of humor, and I didn't know my audience, and blah, blah, blah. And sorry if I hurt anybody. It wasn't my intention. I don't make some of those jokes that I made then. I wouldn't make now, and I'm sorry. And
And I think he previously apologized for those things anyway in the past.
yes, so now we can kind of just dig into it. So he won't be directing
Guardians 3.
Guardians 3. I think he already wrote Guardians 3. I could be wrong about that.
I think it's already been written and the playlist has already been
Established.
Yeah. Again, I'm not joking about that.
No.
Yeah.
No. I think that's important. So let me say this. I think it's bullshit. I think that unfortunately stuff like this, it destroys the concept of a very important thing that we need to have. And I'm going to circle back to that in a minute. I'm not sad to see him leave because I don't care for the Guardians films. Mm-hmm. But the concept that we need to not let go of is forgiveness. And I feel like we're having a very hard time with that concept.
I think intent is part of it too. It was like literally all jokes.
Sure. But let's say that it was. And some of those jokes, when I read them, I was like,
yeah, they're dark.
Some of these you gotta be willing to pay the piper on some of these.
And he, like I said, he's apologized in the past for it, or it's just like
Right.
already a done chapter.
And some of them weren't so bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree with you.
You
I
know?
agree with that.
But some of them I was like, yeesh, Mac. Like,
But the fucked up bit is, I don't think any of those jokes are worse than anything you and I have said amongst ourselves.
maybe, but I don't know.
And I'm not saying that stuff that we broadcasted through.
Yeah,
a
no,
medium.
of course not. No.
But I guarantee you and I
Yeah.
have shared jokes
Here's the thing,
that
though.
are
Here's the,
tremendously offensive.
definitely.
Yes.
Here's the thing. We share them in the privacy of our company.
I agree.
You know,
I
like,
agree.
and there is something to be said for that.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
But even some of those, like, we've even some of the fucked up jokes that are in that lane
What was the worst? What was the most fucked up joke?
of his.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were just asking in general, and I know exactly which one that is.
Oh, which is it?
Mario told one. Not new.
Oh,
No. No. Never.
let me pause. Yes.
But it's funny.
That is 1,000 times more offensive.
Actually, there's one more that's really bad too. But of course, but it's also something for knowing your audience, something for putting that something out into the public.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying that there shouldn't be consequences for your actions, but I also in the same breath think that something needs to be said for the state of forgiveness. I know the meme has been circling around with the shit that Disney has done. A lot of it has been misconstrued.
like what?
I'd have to pull up the meme, but they'd be like, yeah, because everybody else has been perfect, and like then they show stuff from Song of the South and stuff from whatever, like little sketchy shit they've done, but it's like Song of the South gets a bad rap for being a racist movie, and it's not.
I agree.
It's actually a very pro-black movie, but people aren't willing to do any thinking about it. They just want to take everything at base level. Like, yes,
nuance is dead.
Yes, Uncle Remus was a slave. Yes, it took place during those times. Yes, those times suck. Yes, those times are bad. Yes, we should make sure that nothing like that ever happens again. However, these are stories that Uncle Remus told in real life that were actually pro-black stories, and he told them to a white child, and the white child got it, thought they were brilliant, and published them later on. But everybody makes mistakes. I mean, Warner Brothers has all those racist ass fucking commercials. I mean, little cartoon sketches and stuff, like from the days of old, and like they've never shied away from it. Like it's in their museum and everything else. And their whole standpoint is like, if we forget it, we can make this mistake again. Yeah. And we're choosing not to. And like that's fucking admirable. Yeah. But and we have forgiven Warner Brothers, you know, for numerous reasons. But I think that when you do stuff like this, you take away that possibility of forgiveness, you know, and I think that forgiveness is divine.
This comes back to the kind of erasing history type of concept, and this is one of the I think the follies. Because nobody is perfect, nobody is without, you know, faults or mistakes. And dude, you know what, man? I say this all the time. Like, if being in a position in my job where I have to fire people or you know, write people up, like. One thing that I tell everybody, and if they ever get in trouble and they come in there and like there's something like when you're in fucking trouble, like you might lose your job. And I say to them, listen, when you walk out of here today, you're going to be wondering to yourself, do I have a target on my back? Or do people feel a certain kind of way? They're going to feel a certain kind of way about you for a little bit. And you got to own that. You know, you got yourself into this mess. But I'll tell you this from me, my perspective. The person who fucks up, admits they did wrong, and makes the corrective behavior to change or corrective action to change the behavior, change the performance, or whatever it is, I admire that person more than the person who's never got in trouble. Yeah, because the person never got in trouble, it's never been tested. Right. You know what I mean? They don't know what you don't know what their character, you know, is going to, how that's going to unfold. So just know that this happened. We recognize it happened, but we can move on from this. Yeah. And it would be better. The best thing, and I say this, the best thing that ever happened to me in my professional career is when I worked at a fucking fast food restaurant and I got written up. I like ditched work with some chick I was trying to get a little action with. And I lied about where I was at and it caused a big stink. And I thought I got fired and they called me like, hey, where you at? And I went in. He said, listen, you're going to thank me for this later in your life. And I do. I thank him because he held me accountable for my actions. It was the first time that anybody really held me accountable for my actions. So I think that James probably does need to do the apology thing, but I don't think it changes, you know, it's crazy to me that we'll have like a Roman Polanski that'll get like a lifetime, can't even come back to the fucking country. Yeah. You know, but he's like, you know, but then like some shit like this, which is just words, they're ready to crucify this guy. Yeah. It's crazy to me.
I mean, it's
jokes.
And it's the times we live in too. Like, it's just like, it's bizarre to me. Like, this is all like the base root of this. Like the people that expose this, they don't have an issue with this.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like the base root of this is this dude's political bullshit that he's been spewing or whatever. Like I haven't read it, but I know he's very critical of
very vocal
of the current administration. So people that are very supportive of the current administration went back through his catalog and was like, okay, you said this, and then they brought it up, and it was a tit for tat thing. But the thing is, he's getting fired from Disney over a beef that's got nothing to do with why he's getting fired. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, at what point, like this is only going to get worse unless we draw the line. Because at one point, we're carrying around cameras and video recorders everywhere we go. There is no guarantee that when we hit pause and save this motherfucker, that everything that we say is not being recorded.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
And I mean, the thing is, at a certain point in time, we just need to say, yep, I did it. And so did you.
Yeah.
And so did you. And so did we all. We all talk shit. Shit comes out of our mouth that we don't really believe, that we don't really feel. And sometimes we need to own it, and sometimes we need to apologize and backpedal from it, and sometimes we need to be like, yeah, that was fucked up, and call it out what it is. But nobody wins on this. we're the snake eating its tail right now.
Yeah.
You know.
And he accepted it gracefully. He was like,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
And it had nothing bad to say.
Yeah. I mean, part of me does say as well as like, listen, if you're going to play on that other playground, if you're going to play in that political playground, you know, you better be prepared for this. You know what I mean? Like if my job, I don't go out and run for a political office, you know what I mean, and put my shit out there because there's possible consequences. You got to think about that.
Yeah, I do feel like I hear you, and I don't disagree, but I also feel like if I get into an argument with a guy over a toy, the same thing, right? Yeah. Like it just happened. Yeah. And now you threaten my kids, like you're not playing by the rules,
right?
Like we're like you and I are beefing over this, and you're bringing this into it, you know, and.
But it's not even making threats. That's even across the line. I'm talking about.
I'm not making a direct comparison. I'm just saying that like if you get into like if whatever it is, like if the beef is A and then you make the beef about B, and I don't mean just topic wise. I mean even just the way that you're going about it. Like these aren't people tweeting back at him, whatever. Like this is an attempt at a career ruining thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of political tweets.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like why not? Like the correct thing would be to argue this dude's political perspective, like in my opinion, because that's what the argument is about, political perspective.
I think and I don't know the whole story, but like, and here's the problem, man. Like, does anybody here think that the current administration is Hitler?
No.
Does anybody even think that's reasonable to say that?
No.
That label. I mean, there's a video of some like World War II survivor or Holocaust survivor like standing up and like, you people are fucking crazy. You have no idea what you're talking about, and we're moved so far away from that. And like the name calling and the lack of civility, it needs to fucking end, you know? And the thing is, here's one of the problems. If you're not acting civil and people, but your argument is against somebody else's not acting civil, everybody's throwing mud on each other. Everybody ends up dirty.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
So it's like, there gets to be a point in time where you're like, all right, you're not going to return on your investment of time.
Because I was going to say, I mean, this administration is name calling. It is.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Everybody's name calling, and it needs to fucking stop.
Yeah.
You know, I do, and it sucks too, man. Because you want somebody you want an Optimus Prime leader.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I love Superman, but like there's parts of Superman that I don't feel is a leader. You know what I mean? And that's why I draw the distinction.
I agree.
You know? And you want somebody noble of character to go up there and do the hard job and everything. But now it's like, is the machine so broken that we need a Luke Cage to be the bad guy? You know what I mean? To be the king? And like, I'm worried about that shit too, because I don't like where that leads. You know? And this is what it takes now to fucking...
But is the comparison that Trump is Luke Cage?
No. What I'm saying is that the only people that can survive in this climate are people who don't match that Optimus template. You know what I mean? And how it ties on Luke Cage. Luke Cage had to change who he was to meet the needs of that position. You know, and like I want the guy that doesn't have to change.
So you're talking about the final act of Netflix Luke Cage bit. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
So of season 2,
right?
And it just it fucking sucks. And I was fucking bummed, man. I was like, no, the Vader, you know, GIF, whatever. You know what else sucks? Fucking Pinterest shut down all the tit drops, man. No more tit drops.
Do you want to save this and try to do Nerd Weeks again?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
I'm going to put it in the front.
So
actually, we're not going to do that. We're just going to cut it because that's got to go, and we lost it. We'll try to circle back and cover some of it next week.
Yeah,
double Nerd Week.
And next week there'll be more juice to it. So
yeah,
there'll be a bigger story to tell regarding it. But
and you have a big story to tell.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about
you. Yeah, results.
Yeah, I'll have
yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
But one thing I do want to mention before I get out of here, I did lose a peer, a buddy of sorts. Like we weren't best friends. I hate when people die and then that was my best friend.
Yeah.
Like that. It wasn't that. I don't want to make it sound like it was that. But we were coworkers.
Yeah.
And he died this morning and left behind, a family and all that kind of stuff. And it's a bummer. And keep your thoughts and prayers out for him and his family. That's all.
Yeah.
And with that, let me shout out the rest of the Nerd Rage team. We got Dante holding down Facebook, Raul on Instagram. We have Black Phillip and Maryland Phil helping us out, and of course Manny. And then we also have the Cool Table Network, Shattercast Uncut, Enter the Realm, Beer and Bolters 40K, Stasis Lock, Plastic Fanatics, Toy Detox, Building Up to It, Breaking the Mold, and Fresh Communication. And that'll.
And with that, great flossing.
Flappy roast beefs.
Tight bubblegum player.